Welcome to Takeover, the most underrated sports debate show on YouTube. We are live from the trenches. And the NBA season is right back around. The NFL is in full throttle. We got the Braves playing big time. Josh, go ahead. Do your thing.
Well, you know, we keep changing sets week after week because much like Russell Westbrook's jump shot, we're very inconsistent. Sorry about it, but, you know, we're doing what we can to bring you weekly content because we do this for you. So as you already know, and as he already described me as, my name is Josh.
My name is Deandra.
It's your boy Cam, and this is Takeover.
We play it all tonight.
The NFC has been hot. There are a couple teams that, there's only one undefeated team. There's a whole lot of one-loss teams in the NFC. You have the Cardinals, you have the Cowboys, you have the Buccaneers, you have the Rams. It's a lot of great teams in the NFC. But who right now is the best team in the NFC?
Cam, I think you answered it in the middle of the question. You said there's one unbeaten team and a bunch of one-loss teams. Who's the best team? The team that has a 0 in the L column, the Arizona Cardinals. Look at the way that they are playing right now. They have scored under 30 points once so far this season, and that was against a relatively strong defense in San Francisco. They're putting up 30. They're top 5 in both scoring offense and points per game allowed on the defensive end. The entire roster is chock full of stars. They gain yards. They can beat you through the air. Kyler Murray, I believe, is leading the NFL in completion percentage. They've got DeAndre Hopkins, who arguably right now is the best wide receiver alive. You've got Christian Kirk, who has finally broken out. You've got A.J. Green, who is still relatively useful. Rondale Moore, who might be one of the best, gadget players that you can have. And a relatively strong run game with Chase Edmonds. And then on defense, you've got the pass rush, Chandler Jones, Marcus Golden, J.J. Watt. Those guys know what they're doing. You've got multiple Defensive Player of the Year, people that have contended or have won it. Isaiah Simmons finally looks like that guy that everybody was talking about on draft night. He finally looks like that Weapon X on defense who can play everywhere and anywhere. And the secondary, Byron Murphy, Robert Alford, all these guys, they're playing well. I never thought I'd say that about Robert Alford after that one season in Atlanta because I always saw him holding people in the end zone. But he's got good numbers so far this year. Right. So Arizona, I think they just firing on all cylinders. It's a perfect match between quarterback and head coach. Everything that Cliff Kingsbury's about, Kyler Murray's about, and I think the defense has finally come together. And I don't see any reason why the Arizona Cardinals are not the best team in the NFL right now, let alone the NFC.
All right.
Oh. All right, so I picked the Arizona Cardinals as well because, as you stated, they are undefeated. And you look at some of the games that they play. Some games might not look as impressive like the game against the Vikings where they only won by 1 point, but I also look at their statement wins as well. Again, when you look at how they played against the Browns, even though the Browns had some injuries during that game, and I look at how they played against the Rams as well, and that's a really good team. I look at how balanced they are. The offensive line can protect the ball, and the offense has a chance to be productive, and the defense is playing well, as you went into detail and talked about. The offense is really able to spread the field with the playmakers that they have in DeAndre Hopkins, James Conner, A.J. Green, Chase Edmonds, and then on top of that, you have to worry about trying to contain Kyler Murray, who's playing at an MVP level. His QBR ranks at third in the league, and he's thrown for over 1,200 yards in the first 4 games, and he has really good decision making, and despite his small stature, he is still able to be a dual threat. And he only rushed for 116 yards this season so far. And I bring that up because in prior seasons, he would rush for way more yards because he had to create opportunities for his team. But that's different this year. As you see their game against the Rams, they weren't able to contain Kyler Murray, and that's one of the top defenses in the league. And when you look at the offensive productivity, over a course of 11 plays, you get 75 yards, 17 plays, 70 yards, 9 plays, 64 yards, and 12 plays, 94 yards. That just shows how efficient they are and that they execute. So that's why I chose the Arizona Cardinals.
Guys, I've heard what you said, but the best team in the NFC right now is the Dallas Cowboys.
What?
Hold on. I'm getting somewhere here. Look, Dan Quinn, hold on now. Dan Quinn, someone that you have definitely talked about through your past years, Josh, has completely transformed this Cowboys defense, which was really bad, into a defense that can make timely stops. You look at the play of Trayvon Diggs, someone I've been highly critical of, said that he couldn't guard anybody. I was unsure why they drafted him. He has 7 interceptions in 6 games. You look at the play of Randy Gregory with 4 sacks. You look at Micah Parsons, who's going to be the defensive rookie of the year, just by how this play is going. You have to see that this defense, it may not be perfect, but it plays timely. And when you have a timely defense that can make stops when you need them, your offense becomes more dangerous. And you look at Dak Prescott. I heard you guys talking about Kyler Murray, but Dak Prescott is right there in that MVP race. But I think he's a dark horse. You look at what Dak Prescott's done this year. He's fifth in passing yards. He has 16 touchdowns, and he's thrown for 73%, and he's connected on 73% of his targets. And you gotta look at what he does week to week. Just Sunday, he went into Foxborough, hurt and all, and threw for 445 yards on a Bill Belichick defense. Josh, do you remember the last time that happened? D'Angelo, you remember the last time that happened? You want to know why? Because it's never happened. And then you look at the resurgence of Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott already has 521 rushing yards this season. Dallas ranks 2nd in the league in rushing. You look at CeeDee Lamb right now. He is the 7th ranked receiver when it comes to receiving yards with 497. And you still have Amari Cooper. So you're telling me about the Cardinals' explosion. I think the Cowboys have the most explosive offense in the NFL right now. And the main argument right now about the Cowboys is division play. Oh, they play in the NFC least, so they haven't played anybody. Okay, well let's look at the games they've won and lost. Their first game was a walk-off by Brady, but you can't tell me that the Cowboys didn't scratch back. You can't tell me that Dak Prescott and the guys didn't take the game to where it could go. I mean, it just was a minute left. They couldn't finish off Brady. You look at the game versus Carolina. Carolina was the hottest team in the NFC. The Cowboys knocked them off. You're talking about Justin Herbert, who's an MVP candidate. What happened when he went into Dallas? They knocked him off. Trayvon Diggs performed. And what happened when they went into Foxborough? They're dominating. So if you look at the Cowboys as a whole, I don't see any team hotter right now. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys as the hottest team and the best team in the NFC. They don't want to see them Cowboys.
Who are you?
They don't want to see them Cowboys. They don't want to see the Cowboys. Y'all laughing, but y'all ignoring the stats. Please look at the stats. You want to talk about teams who's doing on both sides. What does the Cardinals rushing game look like? How good is that?
They're putting up 30 a game.
How good is that? So are the Cowboys.
Chase Edmonds averages 5 yards a run.
Ezekiel Elliott has 521 yards rushing in 6 weeks.
It's a difference between workloads. It's all about efficiency. What is he averaging per carry?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
They're second in rushing, but they're second in rushing. They're second in rushing in the NFL. It doesn't matter where he's averaging. You want to talk about MVP candidates? You have to throw Dak in there too. You can laugh, but the Dallas Cowboys are a hot team right now, whether y'all want to admit it or not.
I just
the
remember
Dallas Cowboys are hot.
I made this take 2 years ago in a relatively similar situation, and y'all laughed at me and said the Cowboys are going to cowboy, and they did. Just remember that. And
we're saying right now. We're saying right now, right? Was it during the season or right now?
Kids.
I'm taking them right now.
Don't do drugs.
My head hurts.
I take Dak over Kyler right now.
Don't.
And I take Dak over Kyler right now.
Crazy,
I take Dak over Kyler right now. They got the same weapons, but Dak's putting up the better stats. I'd rather have Dak. I'd rather have Dak.
You're crazy, dog. But
what's crazy about it?
That's on you.
What's crazy about it?
That's on you, bro.
I'm just asking what's crazy about it.
It's crazy because
Dak's played hurt. Dak did everything, and Dak is still on top. And Dak is still on top.
I could finish a sentence. That would be like nice.
Go ahead, finish.
No, I'm not gonna debate this. If you're gonna keep interrupting me, we're just gonna
go ahead. No, don't quit on the argument. Go ahead. Go ahead.
There's no point in arguing because there's no argument if it's one-sided.
We'll go.
I already made my argument. I explained why they keep pputting up 30 in every game. The only time they didn't was when they played a good
Josh, the Cowboys averaged 30 points per game. What are you
and they lost the game
to the Buccaneers in week 1.
The Cardinals haven't lost it.
In week 1.
The Cardinals haven't lost. You can't tell me that a team is hotter than a team that has won 6 in a row, has been beating people relatively soundly, and has put up 30 every game.
The Steelers did the exact same thing last year, and what happened to them?
It's different.
It's not different.
It's all about competition. The Cardinals beat the Rams.
Yeah,
your Super Bowl pick, right?
Aren't the Chargers one of the best teams in the AFC right now?
They're solid. They're a good team.
And what happened?
They're a good team. The Cowboys.
That came through.
Okay.
That came through.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm taking the Cowboys. That's fine. That's gonna finish up our episode.
Go Braves.
How'd he do? You know what I'm saying? Whatever the Cowboys say. Josh, what do you...
You just say, howdy do.
Don't do drugs, kids. It's very dangerous. You see what it does to your mental state.
He's an Atlanta Hawks fan. That's all.
You're right.
But that was
by choice.
That's worse. DeAndre, what do you have to say?
I just want to say something to the Cowboys fans out there. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get too
hi. It's been a minute since we talked about y'all. But I just want to say, I'm going to give y'all credit. Y'all doing really good. Y'all doing really good this season. But it's just, you're so used to mediocrity that you get a little bit of success and you go bonkers. But it's cool because the Cowboys are going to cowboy. That's all I have to say.
Get your tickets ready. Get your tickets ready for February. I like them Cowboys. All right, Takeover up.
Yeah, we play it all tonight. Yeah, need it all in advance. The opposition know we're ready for it. Like a supper we eating, it won't be the last. Grind out the muscle, pull up. Parker right on the grass. We coming in, take over everything, run it up. Not that holding me back. 3 in the wood, rushing. I don't like Dutch, don't even matter. You know I'm a facing. When I roll a paper, I like to go double.